I'm just gonna announce it that I'm releasing the single in 2 weeks' time. Lotte. Is it the 19th of July? Let me just get out my calendar. Oh my, what am I doing by doing this to myself? Can we go to today? Yeah. Okay, the 18th of July, I'm releasing Lotte. Let's just do it like that. I'm releasing Lotte on the 19th. 18th. Oh my god, Kim. Hello, and welcome to this Chameleon Code's guide to releasing an album. Today, I'm going to be covering timings. Let's get right into it because we are late. To start off with, I'm using... There is this man called Ahoi Herstand. And he has this book called The Guide to Making a Guide to Music Business or something like this. Oh my god, why don't I know this? A Guide to the Music Business or something like this. And yeah, in that book he has a chapter on an album release timeline, and he kind of breaks it down into like a 9-month frame. And I'm kind of roughly basing my younger timeline off that, but I haven't actually given myself 9 months. I'm right now in the 5-month window gap until I'm in the 5 months up until Younger is released. And honestly, I mean, I could have given myself more time, but I just didn't want to give myself the excuse of, postponing so I can make a better release. I really just want to get the music out there, and I want to use this release as a test as well for myself to see how these timings work for me, and this will help me understand if I even need so much time. Because I don't feel like I'm following this traditional music release kind of route. I'm like in this process of just exploring my art and what my signature is as an artist, and I just want to explore as much as I can in different genres, styles. So I'd rather have more outputs than just gatekeep my music and wait until the right time. So yeah, I would say the main thing in terms of timings and what to schedule is maybe like singles, announcements. You should have as well you should organize and schedule how you will post, maybe when it comes closer to the release date. Like maybe you have a campaign that you follow and like a plan in terms of like, okay, every week, and like let's say 12 weeks up until the release, I'm going to post 3, I don't know, like stories or reels every week about the album, about Younger. And these can be POVs, behind the scenes, countdowns, can be anything. Like, so there could be like a social media kind of content plan. That can be as well packaged in this like campaign format where you're really like putting out a lot, like you're having high outputs in terms of like making noise about the work you've been doing with your album. So there's that, and this usually can happen like between like say 3 months before the release. What also has to be considered is that people maybe don't spend so much time listening to a whole album front to back. It's what's quite tragic in a way. But yeah, with singles, it's like you can give a glimpse into a world, and especially you can give a glimpse into the world of your album, and especially if the selection is quite varied, you can kind of build a picture of what your album's kind of like just based off the singles. When are you releasing singles? Because it's good to release singles. If you're releasing an album, to maybe release 2 or 3 over the period, like the upcoming period to the release date. So I'm trying to stagger mine in like 1.5 to 2 month kind of bursts. So every like 1.5 months or to 2 months, I'm going to be releasing a single. Like when it gets to like 3 months until the release, maybe I should have a more like concrete kind of strategy or campaign that I have for Jungar, so that I'm building some noise around this project, and yeah, like kind of building a sense of anticipation. So maybe like basically up until like the closer we get to the release date, the more intense it's going to get in terms of the amount of outputs that I need to have for the album. So right now, I'd say my schedule is quite loose, but it's going to get more intense over time. And for sure, having a calendar and setting yourself some deadlines will really help. Setting the deadline of the Jungar release date was already a big thing for me. So with your albums or with whatever project you're working with, setting a deadline for when it's going to be released is good. And then actually announcing it, that you're kind of like accountable for it now to actually realize it and make it happen, is like, it will motivate you to get it done. And yeah, scheduling the singles, maybe scheduling as well, like, and planning how you're going to have a more intense period of campaigning for your album, typically up to like 3 months. And then yeah, thinking as well, if you're going to have any video releases, yeah, you should kind of like, it might be nice to have at least one video release for the one of the songs from the album. Could be fun. Another thing is as well, when you're scheduling for a digital release, it's one thing, but when you schedule for a physical release, so if you're releasing your music on vinyl, CDs, cassette, any physical form, that takes more time. That's where something like a 9-month kind of period or like 1 year period can come in handy, because you need time to send your masters off to the, to get your masters pressed onto vinyl or CD, so on and so forth. And that takes time for you to like get the test press back, to listen to it, if you need to make any changes, sending it back, and then they have to, create it, and it just takes, it's more time consuming. So right now I'm kind of putting all my focus onto a digital release, kind of like I'm just doing digital release right now, but I would love to do a physical release for this album too. But that requires funding and a big upfront cost to make that happen. So I was kind of planning on doing a physical release after my digital release. But I don't know, like, I find it interesting to maybe to do a physical release first and then a digital release after, just as a concept, because like, can you imagine you release it physically, the album, and then like the only way to listen to the album for your customers is like, well, the listeners is by buying like a vinyl or cassette or CD. And yeah, it really kind of targets a more niche listening group for sure. So yeah, those were just some tips on timings. I really hope you can get something from that. It's quite all over the place for me at this current moment in terms of my timings, hence why the video is a bit like all over the place, I feel, as well, like internally. So yeah, thank you for being here, and I hope to see you soon. I think the next video is going to be on file organization. I'm just trying to get these out quick and dirty, because I don't want to just aim for perfectionism and do like hundreds and hundreds of takes trying to get it all like out in one go, So I think it's just more, right now I think it's more quantity over quality, even though I would prefer quality over quantity. But I need to just show that I can be consistent That's the main thing as well. Consistency and timings are key to this process. So yeah, thank you for watching, and I'm looking forward to seeing you in the next one. Okay.